Deep in the ocean, where the water was a crystal-clear blue and sunlight could not pierce the depths, there lay a magnificent kingdom. It was breathtaking, with coral walls and vibrant algae in every color imaginable. The sea teemed with life. Fish both small and large, sea urchins, graceful plants, and mermaids. The Mer King ruled this underwater paradise alongside his elderly mother, who helped raise his 5 daughters after the tragic loss of his wife many years ago. Life in the kingdom was peaceful because everyone followed the rules. One such rule stated that no mermaid could approach the ocean's surface until her 15th birthday. It was meant to keep them safe from the unknown dangers of the world above. The king's eldest daughter was soon to turn 15, and the youngest, who yearned most to see the surface, still had 5 long years to wait. She would often sit for hours in her private garden, each daughter had their own, and dream of the surface world. In the center of her garden stood a marble statue of a human prince, which she had discovered on the ocean floor. She adored it so much that she often talked to it, imagining the adventures she might have above the waves. Their grandmother loved to tell them stories about the land above, its golden sunsets, towering mountains, and the shimmering night skies. However, she always reminded them that the most wonderful treasures weren't above, but right there, under the sea. Yet, no matter how enchanting the ocean was, the youngest mermaid couldn't shake her longing for the world beyond. As the years passed, the youngest finally turned 15. She had listened to her sister's tales for so long. One had seen the constellations blazing in the night sky, another a vibrant sunset, and another had marveled at the towering cliffs and lush green trees. Each sister returned with incredible stories, but none captured the youngest's imagination as much as the tales of humans. Above all, she dreamed of seeing them walk on those mysterious things called legs. She would touch the marble prince's statue, tracing its legs, and wonder what it must feel like to have them. On the morning of her 15th birthday, her grandmother adorned her with a wreath of delicate flowers and decorated her tail with shimmering pearls. "Oh, how you've grown, my little girl," her father said, his voice warm yet tinged with sadness. The youngest mermaid could barely contain her excitement. With a radiant smile, she kissed her father's hand and swam toward the surface, her pearls clicking softly as she sped through the water. Breaking through the waves, she gasped in wonder at the vast, endless sky and the cool breeze on her face. She laughed joyfully, jumping and twirling out of the water, her heart soaring with happiness. Dolphins joined her, mimicking her playful jumps, as if sharing in her delight. Soon, she noticed a grand ship sailing nearby. Against her grandmother's warnings, she swam closer. From her hidden spot, she saw the deck bustling with humans celebrating. Laughter and music filled the air. She was mesmerized, but her breath caught when she spotted him. A young man with a crown, seated near a window. He had the same regal beauty as the statue in her garden. As the hours passed, she remained transfixed, watching the celebration unfold. But as midnight struck, the sky darkened and thunder rumbled ominously. Lightning split the sky, and a ferocious storm began to rage. Waves battered the ship until it broke apart, and its passengers were thrown into the merciless sea. The little mermaid was terrified, but when she saw the prince struggling in the water, instinct overcame fear. She swam through the chaos, dodging debris until she reached him. With all her strength, she pulled him to safety, laying him gently on the shore. Pressing her ear to his chest, she sighed in relief at the sound of his steady heartbeat. Unable to stay above water, she kissed his forehead softly and slipped back into the waves, hiding behind a rock. When dawn broke, humans found the prince. Among them was a beautiful princess. The little mermaid watched in agony as the prince, mistaking the princess for his savior, smiled and called her his angel. Silent tears slid down the mermaid's cheeks as she realized he would never know the truth. Back in her underwater kingdom, her sorrow was impossible to hide. She confessed everything to her sisters, who listened with heavy hearts. They told her about the old sea witch, who might grant her a chance to be with the prince. Desperate, the little mermaid made her way to the witch's lair, where dark sea snakes slithered and shadows loomed. The witch was waiting. "You wish to be human for love," she said, her voice dripping with mockery. "But it comes at a price. Every step you take will feel like you're walking on sharp blades. And if the prince marries someone else, you will die at dawn the next day. Oh, and your voice. I'll take that too." The mermaid hesitated, her heart pounding, but her love for the prince outweighed her fears. She agreed, and the witch handed her a potion, sealing the deal. When the mermaid awoke on the shore near the prince's castle, her tail was gone, replaced by legs. Pain shot through her with every movement, but when the prince found her, concern in his eyes, she smiled through it all. Days turned into weeks. The prince grew fond of her, but his heart belonged to the princess he believed had saved him. The little mermaid endured the pain of her unrequited love, her silent devotion hidden behind every smile. When the prince announced his wedding, her world shattered. On the night before the ceremony, her sisters appeared, their beautiful hair cut short. They had traded it to the witch for a dagger. "Take this," they pleaded. "If you kill the prince, you can return to us and live." Torn, the mermaid crept into the prince's chamber. She stood over him, dagger in hand, but her love was too pure to harm him. Instead, she kissed him one last time and returned to the shore. As dawn broke, she dissolved into sea foam, but instead of fading away, she rose as a radiant nymph, her soul immortal. From the clouds, she whispered to her sisters, "Don't cry for me. I'm free and happy now." The prince never knew the truth, but sometimes when the wind blew gently and the sunlit clouds danced above, he felt a presence, warm, loving, and eternal. And so the little mermaid's love became the wind's song, a reminder that true love transcends even the deepest oceans.